Hey there, Dionne the Tea Priestess here, and it is time for our weekly oracle. However, we are going to use the oracle of numerology. This has been a long time coming, and I apologize that it has taken me so long, but here we are. So let's get started by putting our hands on our hearts and taking a nice deep breath and just really sinking down into that body. And you might need to wiggle around. I feel like I need to wiggle around. Hopefully I won't knock the camera down as I'm doing so. Just giving thanks to your body for carrying you to be with me and the rest of us, because you know you're not alone in watching this video, right? You know you're not alone. This beautiful community that's kind of gathered around Goddess Tea House. And then checking in on all the elemental realms. How are you physically? That earth realm. How are you emotionally? The water realm. How are you doing mentally? That's the air realm. And how are you doing energetically? That's the fire realm. And how are you doing spiritually? That's the spirit realm. And as you're checking in on all these realms, if you notice anything swirling and twirling around in you, just notice it. Don't try and change it. Don't try and make it anything that it's not. Don't try and judge it as bad or good or anything. Just notice it. Sometimes it's just important to notice what's going on within your body, to allow it to move in the way that it needs to be moved in the most healthy and uplifted way possible. And if there's anything that you do decide that you want to change, allow it to be packed up into a suitcase and set it outside of our space, and give yourself permission to unpack it at any speed when you are willing and able. I am always so glad that you are here. I love making these videos for you, and I hope that they are of value to you. So this video, a video about numerology, was actually requested of me a while ago, and it took me a little while to get this done because I was trying to find who taught me the numerology, and this was actually something that I had done through a mail order course, and I still have just, the little bit of information, and unfortunately her name is not on any of the paperwork that I still have. So this was actually something that I learned how to do early on in my spiritual journey, probably about, I don't know, 2011, 2010, 2011, probably about then. That's when I seriously started working with numerology, at least in this way, okay? So the way that I work, I calculate two numbers. I calculate the universal year, which is, this year is 2017. So you would take 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7, add those numbers together, and come up with a one-digit number, because numerology, when you're just working with straight numerology, you want to work with a one-digit number. If you're working with numerology, say with the tarot, and you're working with the major arcana, then it's going to be a number between 1 and 22, I believe. However many numbers are in the major arcana deck of a tarot deck, okay? So you've got your universal year number. For us this year, it is a 1 year, okay? And that's the beginning of this 9-year cycle. And I'm going to read you the descriptions, and then we're going to journal a little bit with your number, because that's what we do, journal goddesses. So then I take my birth, which for me, my birthday is April 26th. So I would take the 4 plus 2 plus 6, add those together. Okay, so 4 plus 2 plus 6 is 12. Bring that down to a one-digit number would be 3, right? So after I do that, now you can add you can add the 2017, but I usually do the universal year because it's super easy just to add the 4 digits. And then I do my birth and I add it to that. And then from there, I continually keep track. Okay? So for me, it's a 4 year because 3 plus 1 is 4, right? So for that is my personal year number. So universal, collective, the world is in a 1 year cycle. But personally, I'm in a cycle 4. Okay? Now you can use numerology with anything. You can look at the number of, for example, the U.S. president. 4 plus 5 is 9. So we've got a 9 president. You can look at like the number of years something has been established, or you can look at the year that something has been established. Add that together and see what was kind of going on collectively. I don't do all of that. What I stay focused on is the universal year and then my personal year. So I can see what's going on externally, and then I know what's going on internally. That's part of the as within, so without mysteries that I talk a lot about as a priestess. Okay? So I'm going to give you a brief overview of what all the 1 through 9 numbers are. And then I would love for you to figure out what your number is and go from there. Now, even though I'm reading this, I did create a little handout for you to be able to print out so that you can kind of keep it in your journal if you'd like. So that way you just have a quick reference. I don't have any books that I have used. I've just used this system of numerology it was, like I said, it was a mail order course. That's how long ago. It was not even an internet thing. It was just a mail order course that I worked with, okay? So for I created just a little handout for you to be able to download. Okay. I think I said that twice now. All right. So for 1 year, that's the beginning of the 9-year cycle. Physical energy is generally high in 1 year. You may embark on exciting new adventures or stretch yourself in new directions. You clarify your goals and challenge yourself to act on them. If you're feeling insecure or unsure of what to do, you may first need to clear any problems or disappointments of things that were not fulfilled in the last year. But be advised, if you're timid about taking risks or moving in new directions, your growth prospects for the entire 9-year cycle may be dampened. Don't expect to have all the answers. Just be open and willing to step out of that comfort zone. A 2-year is a time for gestation. If a 1 year saw a boost of energy and activity, don't be surprised if you feel like pulling back during a 2 year. Trust that what was initiated in the 1 year will continue to grow and develop as you recalibrate your inner machinery and absorb new information and gather strength in your 2 year. Cooperation and self-control are particular virtues in a 2 year. You'll likely accomplish more in partnership instead of going alone. Seek mentors and like-minded allies. Relationships are of all kind can deepen in a 2 year. You may be emotionally sensitive, but don't give in to drama. Instead, take delight in and use a lot of patience and calm. And that's a 2 year. Okay. For a 3 year 3 years and generally are busy social years. And they're generally happy. Your charisma is high, your creative juices are flowing, your mood is pretty bright and cheerful. It's a good time to for communication of all kinds and for widening your social circle. So if what you're if you're not feeling particularly responsible, this is an expansive time. Just be aware that the bill will come due in a 4-year if you've chosen financial excess or frivolous choices. Enjoy yourself, but don't completely ignore your goals during a 3-year. During a 4-year, again, this is the cycle that I'm in right now. All work and no play makes for a dull person, except during a 4-year. This is when hard work is inevitable and can pay great dividends. Yet don't expect to see immediate results. This is a year that can be a long, slow haul, but when it's over, you'll have plenty of reasons to pat yourself on the back. Taking care of business now lays in sturdy foundations for greater success and security in the years to come. It's a very important year to get organized, to shoulder your responsibilities with a smile, and to look forward to lots of razzle-dazzle during a 5-year. 5-year, the shackles of falling off, you're free, especially if you've been working really hard without a break. This can be a 5-year can be a year with excitement, adventure, and change. The 5 years are important midpoint of this 9-year cycle. It's time to rewrite the rules and shake things up. You can change jobs, residence, or relationships a lot during the 5-year, or you can just expand your world to include new activities and new people. Take the why not approach and steer clear of your ruts. That's during a 5-year. For me, a 5-year is usually very, very exciting. I'm experiencing a lot of different things. And it's fun. A 5-year is usually very fun for me. Okay, so 6 years. Someone close to you may need more of your time and attention. 6 years are usually the time to focus on family, home or family. 2 wonderful outlets for your creativity. Caretaking builds good karma points, although outer accomplishments may seem elusive. The sands of time begin to fall slowly through the glass, so just be generous, forgiving, and wise. Enjoy what a level-headed grown-up, so this is a good year for adulting if you're in a 6-year. Next year will bring opportunities to pamper yourself and just to be more inward. A 7-year is a time for definite reflection, review, and renewal. It's a relatively quiet and introspective year. It's important to pause before the hectic 8-year, because during an 8-year, it's about cleaning and clearing things out. But for a 7-year, it's a slower pace, so you want to eat well, you want to rest, you want to pay attention to your rest, especially when your body is calling for more of it. Rearrange your schedule so that you can get more rest. Recognize what you've outgrown, and as far as letting things go, recognize what they were to you and release them with a proper ceremony, celebrating what it was and releasing it. Keep working on your skills, keep becoming very clear about what your definition for success is, and visualize yourself achieving it. Now, that visualization piece is perfect for every year, but it's especially important during a 7-year. Let your imagination and careful work lay the tracks for next year's manifestations. An 8-year is like you've got the Midas touch, especially if you've been working and developing your own personal talents and opportunities over the past 7 years. 8 is a power year. It's the peak of the cycle. So it's whereas 7 was an inner focused year, and 8, everybody's quite interested in you, and it's really very outward going. It's surprising how many people, places, and things are drawn to you during an 8-year. Look for advancement, achievement, big decisions, and major achievements, all equally measured to your prior effort. So if you didn't put a lot of effort in, then don't expect a lot of achievements. If you have put a lot of effort in, then you're going to be reaping a lot of benefit. Okay. And then a 9-year, it's an ending. And when I look at a 9-year, one of the things that comes to me is good endings make good beginnings. So you're clearing the way for anything, anything that is definitely no longer in alignment. You're clearing all of the things that you've done. You're not resting on your laurels. You're acknowledging them and you're letting go. If anything doesn't come through, you're acknowledging that too. You're letting it go. It's just a year to really, really let go, to acknowledge what got you to this point, to see what you want to change and get ready for that new cycle with the 1 year and the following year. And to really, really put the finishing touches on anything else that you have gone through, okay? So that's kind of an overview of all 9 numbers. Now again, if you are using the tarot and you're doing your year, that's going to be the time for you to use numbers 1 through 22. But since we're talking about the 9-year cycle, this is how we work. Now, when I work with it, I go from my birthday to my birthday. So even though, say, 2017, when 2017 came in January, I was still in a 3-year. I didn't move into my 4-year until my birthday in April 2017. And then I won't move into my 5-year until April 2018. Okay, do you see how that works? Now, there are some people who they align their personal year with the new year. That works just as well too. And again, using the tarot very much where you're oh god, sorry, I had a brain fart. If you're using the tarot where you're working with the numbers 1 through 22 and the major arcana, then again, you could start it at the beginning of the year or you could start it on your birthday. Either works very well. I personally like to use my birthday because it's like we have a collective new year and then I have a personal new year, and it feels for me like I'm wrapping things up during the entire month of April, since my birthday is at the end of the month. So I hope that has been helpful, and I hope you journal with your number. Again, I'm going to put a link to the little handout that I've made for you down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about numerology that I didn't cover, I don't have a lot of resources because, like I said, I work with numerology very, very sparingly. I only work at, again, the beginning of the year and then around my birthday, and I kind of play with that number throughout the entire year, and I go, oh, okay, I'm in a 4-year, so of course I'm going to have to do a little bit more work. Or, hey, I'm in the 1 year, so what seeds am I planting? It just depends, again, on what is going on. Now, oh, one thing that I did want to say that you'll notice, we were in a 9-year last year, and so that part of the whole cleaning and clearing and acknowledging, clearing things out and acknowledging what has been going on, that's what a lot of what we were doing. I know I was doing it personally when it was just like all of these celebrities, these people whom I grew up admiring, were passing away one after the other, after the other, after the other. So that was a year of really just me acknowledging the part that they played in my life, whether they were musicians or actors or whatever, the part that in general plays in my life, and acknowledging them and moving forward and taking what I learned about myself because of their contributions and moving forward and putting myself out there even more and what I want to do so that I could be prepared universally for 1 year. So, okay. All right. I hope that is helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below if I wasn't really clear and you still have any more questions. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Always, always, always sending you, make my heart a little bit better here. Sending you boop, 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 lots and lots of love and blessings. And I will see you next time.